This is The Gist, the essential podcast for the discerning listener.
Welcome to The Gist. I'm John.
And I'm Mary. We are your smart friends on the go, bringing you the news that matters fast. Today is Monday, June 22nd, 2026. Let's get straight to it.
We start with the gist view. We are watching a major diplomatic fracture in Eastern Europe. Polish President Karol Nawrocki just stripped Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy of Poland's highest honour, the Order of the White Eagle. The Guardian.
This looks like a clash over history, but the real driver is a domestic struggle for power. Zelenskyy recently honoured a World War II-era paramilitary group, the Ukrainian Insurgent Army. This group massacred up to 100,000 Poles during the war.
Now, Poland cannot simply ignore that. It is a deep historical wound. But President Nawrocki's decision to escalate right now is a calculated move. He is using this historical grievance to fire up his nationalist political base at home.
Exactly. It is about domestic political capital. Meanwhile, Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk is calling the move a strategic mistake. Tusk wants to isolate his rival, Nawrocki, and keep the alliance against Russia strong.
But the external cost is already piling up. The Guardian reports that 3 former Ukrainian presidents have returned their Polish state awards in protest. It shows how easily leaders can sacrifice crucial, existential security alliances just to win points in domestic politics.
Let's transition to our global overview. First up, central banks and financial risk. There is a fascinating new study from the Centre for Economic Policy Research, a network of European economists known as the CEPR.
They looked at central banks across 18 advanced economies. You would expect independent central banks to play it safe, but the study found they actually take more financial risk when they are free from political control.
Why? Because when governments cut spending, these independent central banks step in. They aggressively use their balance sheets to prop up the economy. It's like a parent stepping in to pay the bills when the household budget gets slashed. It keeps the lights on, but it quietly shifts massive risk onto the public.
Meanwhile, the World Health Organization, or WHO, is heading toward a leadership crisis. The current head, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, is unlikely to seek a third term.
Whoever takes over inherits a massive funding shortage. Politico reports that the United States is pulling back its global health financing. If the United States stops paying, who fills the gap? It leaves a massive power vacuum, allowing other global powers to buy influence.
In the United Kingdom, we are seeing a physical bottleneck in the economy. The Financial Times reports that out-of-town retail parks are effectively full.
There is almost no new commercial development, yet major retailers still want physical space. It's a classic supply squeeze. Real estate owners are reaping the benefits, while retail brands have nowhere left to grow.
Let's turn to the European perspective. In Germany, the pension system is getting a reality check. The government's pension commission, the Rentenkommission, wants to tie the retirement age directly to life expectancy.
This replaces empty political promises with demographic facts. To keep the system afloat, they also want to force self-employed workers and members of parliament to join.
That gives the government a quick injection of cash right now, but it's a short-term band-aid. By bringing more people in, you just increase the state's payout liabilities down the road. Plus, Germany wants to shift to capital-funded pensions.
That means retirees' futures will depend on the stock market. It shifts the financial risk from the state directly onto the citizen.
Germany is also looking to beef up its foreign intelligence agency, the BND. Berlin wants to loosen some of its operational rules.
This is part of a broader European push to reduce dependence on United States intelligence gathering. Europe wants to stand on its own feet, but building that capacity takes time.
Meanwhile,
Ireland is taking over the rotating presidency of the Council of the European Union on July 1st, and tech regulation is at the very top of Dublin's agenda.
This is a tricky conflict of interest. I mean, Ireland is the European headquarters for almost all the major United States tech giants. Now, the Irish government has to write the rules to regulate them.
It's like asking corporate landlords to write the city's rent control laws. The incentives are completely tangled. We will see if Dublin can actually play tough cop.
Finally, a German defence minister, Boris Pistorius, says a naval deployment to the Strait of Hormuz is still open. But there is a catch. Germany won't send ships until there is a stable ceasefire in the Middle East. And right now, we are nowhere near that.
That brings us to our daily temperature check. Today, the global temperature is highly volatile. We see domestic political gains being prioritised over regional security in Poland, and public balance sheets being loaded with risk.
Europe is trying to grow its own muscles, from pensions to intelligence, but the transitions are messy. The old safety nets are fraying, and risk is being pushed down to the average citizen.
That's the gist of it for Monday, June 22nd, 2026. Thanks for listening.
See you tomorrow.
The Gist, News Digest, and podcast are entirely written and produced by artificial intelligence. The Gist is out 3 times a day, every day, providing you with a liberal perspective on what to expect next. For more information and donations, visit thegist.online. Thank you for listening.